Unit 6.4 View and Feedback. Lou's 5 performance criteria analysis. 3-pointers, ideal model for 3-pointers equals 40%. The team made 1 out of 9 3-pointers. Shot team average was 11%. Lou made 1 from 3 3-pointers, which is 33%. This is a strength of Lou's. 2-pointer field goals. The ideal model for 2-point shots is 60%. Team made 9 out of 18 2-pointers. The team average was 50%. Lou made 2 from 4 2-pointers, 50%. This is a strength, but it can be improved. Layups. The ideal for layups is 80%. The team made 4 from 13 layups, so the team average was 31%. Lou made 1 from 4 layups, which equals 25%. Largest weakness. Assists. Ideal model for assists 4 per game player. Team made 9 assists in 40 minutes, average to 2 points per quarter. Lou made 5 assists, which was a strength of his. Defensive rebounds. The ideal model for defensive rebounds is 5. The team made 5 rebounds, and the team average was 0.5. Lou made 1 rebound. This is a weakness. Lou's strengths were his assists and 3-point shooting, especially, and his areas of weakness was his layups and rebounding. The pie charts show the team's performance for the 5 performance criteria studied. Here is the team data sheet showing the players' performance factors data as well as the team's overall averages for each factor. This is the technical model of boxing out compared to Lou's boxing out technique. It shows his strengths are as he made contact with his player, kept his arm back, watched the ball, caught the ball with 2 hands, and pivoted away from the opponent and made a good outlet pass. Whereas his weaknesses were he didn't keep in a defensive stance, he didn't keep low, and he didn't protect the ball by keeping his elbows out. In the numerical model, Lou's positives were that he gradually increased his acceleration towards the end of his run. Lou had a good breaking force. However, Lou's negatives were that he had a poor during block time, his reaction time off the block was poor, and his average propulsive impulse was not that good. These are the data and graphs that show numerical model graphs. This shows the numerical data collected for sprints over 20 meters. This is the graph showing acceleration over 20 meters. Using the notational analysis, Lou's strength was his assists, as he exceeded the team average and the ideal average that would be expected. This shows he has a strength in distributing the ball. Strength in technical model. Lou made contact with the offensive player, so stopped him getting to the rebound. Strength in the numerical model was that he had a low breaking force. Lou's weaknesses are shown. The notational analysis shows layups are an area of improvement that Lou needs to work on in his game, as he failed to make a layup in the game. As the easiest point scoring opportunity in the game, Lou needs to concentrate on this area. Weakness for technical model: he didn't stay in a defensive stance, so wasn't balanced to be in a position to move quickly and grab the rebound. Weakness for numerical model: he had poor acceleration. Lou's 3 targets to improve are layups in notational analysis, staying in a defensive stance in boxing out in the technical model, and finally to improve his acceleration in the numerical model. Target 1: layups. From notational analysis, layups were his weakness. Lou's weakness for notational analysis are layups, as he got 1 from 4 shots, which is 25%, which is a weakness, as layups are the easiest way to score in basketball. The target to improve layup scoring percentage from 25 to 50% over a 4-week period. This is realistic and achievable goal that Lou can set as his target. The layup in is the highest percentage shot. Lou's layups are one of his poorest percentages. A reason Lou's layups might be at a low percentage because his footwork might not be correct, or he might feel pressure when a defender is running beside him or under the basket ready to block him. To work on his layups percentage, he should start by standing on the right side block of the key and take 2 steps, starting with your right foot and finishing at the rim with your right knee up, following through with your right hand. Once Lou has achieved good results with the 2 steps drill, he should progress to start from the 3-point line and dribble to the block on the right and take 2 steps and lay the ball up. On the next session, he should progress the drill by adding a defender in the middle of the key with his hand up to replicate the pressure from the defensive player. After Lou becomes comfortable with a defender, the next stage would be to have a person under the basket with a punching bag, and as Lou takes the layup, the person would make contact with him to get him used to making a layup under pressure and with contact. Target 2: boxing out stance. From the technical model analysis, Lou's weakness is staying in his boxing out stance. Not doing this makes it easier for the attacker to get the ball back and score a basket. A reason Lou might not be staying in a defensive boxing out stance is that he could be lazy on defense as it's not as fun as offense, or he could be going to get the ball and forgetting the boxing out stance to seal the defender out, but most probably it's his technique for pivoting the correct way. The first thing he should do is learn the technique by having the coach shoot. An offensive player will try to get past the defender. The defender practice pivoting and the correct way, staying low and making contact to stop the attacker from getting the ball. In the next stage, the offensive player can start playing at game speed, trying to get the ball. Once Lou is boxing out more consistently, then the drill can progress to a 1-on-1. The drill is first to 5, and the offensive player can only score by taking an outside shot. Lou is on defense and must box the offensive player out successfully and gain possession of the ball. Lou gets a point if he boxes his player out, and the offensive player gets a point, 2 points if he gets the possession of the ball. The winner is the first player to 5. Lou's progress can be measured using video footage of games and practice against the technical model. Target 3. Improve acceleration. In the numerical analysis, Lou had weak acceleration, as shown in graphs. Good acceleration is important because basketball players need to use speed to chase back on defense and get basket side of their player to prevent the opposition having an easy layup. It is also crucial to use acceleration on a fast break for the team or in a one-on-one situation where you need to beat your player. Lou can improve his acceleration by using plyometric training such as bounding, which will focus developing strength in each leg so that the maximum push off can help acceleration. You practice over a 10-meter run, pushing off at maximum power, starting off from both left and right legs. You focus on each stride, trying to make it as long and high as you can, and use full arm motion to help you accelerate forward. He can also improve his sprinting technique by lengthening his stride, making sure he uses full arm swing and uses his hamstrings to full effect to help him improve his speed. Another way he can improve speed is to work on his reaction time to starting his sprinting, to practice reacting to a basketball situation. He can do this by putting his hands behind his back and getting a teammate to drop a basketball, and Lou has to react to it by catching it before it hits the ground. Then, when he starting to get better at it, get the two players to go on their knees. See if Lou could react to that. Then make Lou sit down. Once he is getting good at it, Lou could also improve his reaction time by doing agility running by setting an agility course, and Lou has to go through the course as quick as possible. He could also work on his quads, which will give him power to push away faster. He could improve this by doing weighted squats.